Relax and take a deep breath. This is not just a story. This is a moment that could change everything. Daniel woke up at 7 a.m., just like every other day. The morning felt quiet, peaceful, and completely normal. He turned off his alarm, stretched his arms, and sat up slowly. Another normal day, he whispered to himself. He walked into the kitchen, made a cup of coffee, and checked his phone. There were no surprises, just the usual messages and emails. Daniel liked his life because it was simple and stable. He had a job, a routine, and everything felt under control. Every day was the same. He woke up, went to work, came home, ate dinner, and went to sleep. Then the cycle repeated again. It wasn't exciting, but it was comfortable. And sometimes, comfort feels like happiness. At 9:30 a.m., Daniel arrived at work as usual. The office looked the same, but something felt slightly different. His manager walked toward him and said, "Daniel, can we talk?" Her voice was calm, but serious. They entered a quiet meeting room, and the door closed behind them. The silence in the room felt heavy. Then she said, "I'm really sorry, but we have to let you go." Daniel felt frozen. His mind went blank, and he struggled to understand what was happening. "I don't understand," he said quietly, looking confused and shocked. "It's not your fault," she explained. "The company is making changes, and we have to reduce staff." Reduce staff. The words were simple, but they felt very heavy in that moment. "So today is my last day?" Daniel asked softly. She nodded, and just like that, everything changed in a few seconds. Daniel returned to his desk and packed his things slowly. A mug, a notebook, and a pen, that was all he had. He walked out of the building, holding a small box. The sky was still blue, and people were still moving as usual. But inside him, everything felt different. Everything felt uncertain and broken. Instead of taking the bus, Daniel decided to walk home. He needed time to think. As he walked, his mind filled with questions. What will I do now? Why did this happen? What comes next? Fear slowly started to grow inside him. It was quiet, but very powerful. When he reached home, he sat on the sofa and stared at the wall for a long time. Minutes passed, then an hour, but he didn't move. He felt completely lost. "I thought my life was stable," he said softly. But maybe it wasn't. He opened his laptop and looked at job websites. There were many options, but nothing felt right. Everything looked difficult and uncertain. He didn't feel ready to start again. He closed the laptop and whispered, "I'm not ready." That evening, Daniel went outside to get some fresh air and clear his mind. In the park, he noticed an old man sitting quietly on a bench, watching the world go by. The old man smiled and asked, "Rough day?" Daniel hesitated for a moment, then said, "I lost my job today." The old man listened carefully and then said, "Sometimes, losing something is the only way to find something better." Daniel frowned and replied, "That doesn't feel true right now." The old man smiled gently and said, "It never does at first." Daniel sat next to him, and they started talking about life, fear, and change. After a while, the old man asked, "Were you truly happy in your job?" Daniel paused and thought deeply before answering. "No," he admitted honestly. "I was just comfortable." The old man nodded and said, "Comfort can hold you back without you realizing it." That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. His mind was full of thoughts and questions. He kept thinking about the conversation in the park again and again. Finally, he sat up and said to himself, "I need to try something new." The next morning, he opened his laptop again, but this time he searched differently. He didn't just look for jobs. He searched for skills, courses, and new opportunities. Soon, he found a course that looked interesting. It was something he had always wanted to learn. He hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath and clicked enroll. The first week was very difficult. He didn't understand everything and made many mistakes. Sometimes he felt slow, confused, and frustrated, but he didn't give up. Every day, he learned something new, even if it was just a small thing. Slowly, he started to improve. Step by step, he became more confident. After a few weeks, something inside him changed. He felt stronger and more positive. "I can do this," he said to himself, and this time he truly believed it. One day, he found a small freelance job online and decided to apply. He waited patiently for a response, checking his messages again and again. Finally, a message arrived. It said, "You're hired." Daniel smiled with relief and happiness. It was a small job, but a big step forward. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. He kept learning and growing. More opportunities started to come, and his confidence continued to increase. His life was changing, not suddenly, but slowly and steadily. One evening, Daniel returned to the same park and sat on the same bench. This time, he was alone, but he felt calm and happy. He smiled and said softly, "That day changed everything. I thought I lost everything, but actually, I found a new beginning." Life doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes it breaks your plans completely. But those difficult moments can open new doors and create new opportunities. Doors that you never noticed before suddenly become visible. So if you feel lost or confused, remember this story. Every ending is a new beginning, even if it doesn't feel like it at first. You just need to take the first step and keep moving forward. Now repeat after me, "I can start again." Change is not the end. It is a new beginning. I believe in myself. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing every day. Your story is just beginning.